Hey guys, I was gonna do the breech next, but I realized that we have to do some bolt preparation first, because the breech and the shell and the bolt all have to interact, and they have to do it precisely. So we kind of have to have the bolt ready first, so that we can get the tolerances really tight on that fitting. So the bolt, as it comes up printed, because I used SketchUp, it had some weird problem where it printed a flat face. There was no way to prevent that. So it's got the tube and it's got the bolt, but for some reason it just could not leave a hole, even though in terms of printing it should have just been able to print a hole just straight through. Shouldn't have been a problem. Didn't work. Maybe someday I'll model it in another program. I don't know. So the prep pretty much consists of drilling a pilot hole. Whoops, that's not straight. Drilling a pilot hole out. Okay, so we drill the pilot hole out. Try and get it more centered than that, if you can. That's smaller than a 1/4 inch. That's 1564. Then the next one to use is 3/8. So just do that. This one is pretty much the same size as the interior of the tube here. So, all right, we got a nice hole here. This is probably big enough to work, but is less than ideal. So what I've done is I take my Dremel, which I'm gonna find. Dremel. Filing bit of some kind, of sanding bit. So what I do is match the triangular shape and give it a bevel. Like that. That might be a little hard to see, but so the idea is that the air will come out and then it will expand outward into the back of the shell. I don't know if this actually is better or not. I assume it has to be, but and if you don't print this at a high enough infill, you're gonna have to fill with some epoxy or glue or something this like expanded area. If you do a solid infill when you print, you won't have to worry about that. It'll be airtight. So that's the bolt prep, the part itself, what it needs. As I said in my overview, this one is actually damaged, so I'm not going to be using it. The hook, the extractor hook, broke off. So the next part is to make the seal. And so this is Exodus packaging foam. And what we are going to do is find a marker. Okay, look, brown one. What we're going to do is we're going to draw out that's probably not dark enough, the shell on the foam like that. Maybe a circle. It doesn't, that'll be done later. And then we'll get our knife. And we'll cut it out. You have to be careful. I pretty much never get this first time. You can always fit it better, cut it a little more carefully. So, if at first you don't succeed, do it again until you get it right. Because I got a lot of bevel here, like a lot of angle. I don't know, cutting foam's hard. So, and then this is, you don't have to use this foam, you could use 1/8 inch. So what I have found is this actually is weird, but it helps the ejection, is to tear off one layer of the foam like that, and then you'll place that, so you'll place the thicker foam opposite of the extractor, and so this is really soft foam. So essentially this is all we need. You'll have to cut a hole out. I guess I should do that. I should go all the way. So you cut out a triangular hole, triangular-ish circular would probably work too. It just needs to let the air flow behind all of the shell holes. So when you look here, you should see, you know, through all three holes. This isn't very clean. I'm gonna, okay, got the foam cut out. Let's see. So I've got the foam cut out. You can see the hole through it. This is a prepared bolt other than gluing the foam in, which, as I mentioned, I'm not going to use this bolt because the hook came off. I'll be installing probably this piece of foam into a different bolt altogether. It might print the Mark 10, but I might not. And then, so this will just slide into the breech like so. And then I did the bad thing. I just hot glued over this connection to make sure it's airtight. This is almost airtight, but not quite. Anyway, that covers the bolts. Thanks for watching, guys.